Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Science with Akshma. In today's video, we will discuss some important questions regarding the life process chapter. So let's start the class. First question is based on nutrition. So question number 1 is name the gland present in the wall of stomach that release secretions for digestion of food, and write the three components of secretion that are released by this gland. So you need to tell the name of the gland which is present in the wall of stomach. So in the wall of stomach, gastric glands are present, and these glands secrete gastric juice. Okay, and it secretes three main substances. These are hydrochloric acid, mucus, and a protein digesting enzyme. That enzyme is known as pepsin. So in the wall of stomach, there is gastric gland. Gastric gland secrete the gastric juice, and it secrete pepsin. Pepsin is an enzyme which break down the protein into amino acids. Hydrochloric acid, what is the function of hydrochloric acid? It makes the medium acidic for so that pepsin can work in that acidic medium. And mucus because hydrochloric acid is secreting, so to protect the inner lining of the stomach, mucus is also released by the gastric gland. Next question is state the role played by the following in the process of digestion. So in the process of digestion, you have to explain the role of enzyme trypsin and enzyme lipase. So you should know from where trypsin and lipase are secreted, from which part of the digestive system. So enzyme trypsin is produced by the pancreas, and this trypsin, what is the function of trypsin? It converts the protein into amino acids. Now enzyme lipase. Lipase, this enzyme is secreted by pancreas and small intestine. And what is the function of the enzyme lipase? It converts fatty fats into fatty acids and glycerol. Now you can see, you can learn the function of all the enzymes through this table. So first enzyme is salivary amylase. Where is it? From where it is secreted? From mouth, and salivary glands secrete this salivary amylase, and it work on the starch and convert the starch into maltose. Second enzyme is the pepsin. Pepsin is secreted by gastric gland, which is present in the stomach, and what is the function of it? It converts protein into peptides or amino acids. Second, next is lipase. This enzyme is secreted by gastric gland, and it is present in the small intestine. What is the function of the lipase? It converts fats into fatty acids and glycerol. Next enzyme is pancreatic amylase. Amylase, which is secreted by pancreas, is known as pancreatic amylase, and from which place it is secreted? From small intestine. And this pancreatic amylase work on starch and convert that starch into maltose. Next enzyme is pancreatic lipase. Means this lipase is secreted by pancreas in the small intestine and converts fats into glycerol and fatty acids. Next enzyme is trypsin. This trypsin is secreted from the pancreas and duodenum. Duodenum is the starting part of the small intestine, and it converts peptides into simpler amino acids or simpler peptides. Next enzyme is maltase. This enzyme is also secretes from the glands which are present in the wall of the small intestine, and it work on the maltose and convert that maltose into the glucose molecules. When maltase work on the maltose, then maltose gets break down into two glucose molecules. So this table is important. You should go through this and you should learn this table. Now next question is list two functions of the finger-like projection present in the small intestine. Now in our small intestine, in digestive system, some finger-like projections are there. These finger-like projections are known as villi. This is known as villi. Now, what is the function of these villi? These villi increase the has large surface area, and because of large surface area, it can absorb more nutrition. Okay. So large surface area of small intestine help in the rapid absorption of the digested food. Let us move to next question. Question number 3. So there are 4 parts. Why is nutrition necessary for human body? What causes movement of the food inside the alimentary canal? And why is small intestine in herbivore longer than in carnivore? What will happen if mucus is not secreted by the gastric gland? Now we will see all these conceptual questions answered now. So question number 1, why is nutrition necessary for human body? As you know, we are doing many activities like respiration, circulation, excretion, walking, growth, reproduction. For all these processes, our body requires energy. That's why our body requires nutrition. So human body continuously require energy for their life activities like respiration, circulation, circulatory system, in excretory system, and energy is required even when we are sleeping. That time also we require energy because these biological processes are keep on occurring. So all these processes require energy, and this energy is obtained from the nutrition. That's why human body require the nutrition. Next is what causes movement of food inside the alimentary canal. In alimentary canals, some muscles are there, and these muscles contract and relax rhythmically, and that movement of that muscle is known as peristaltic movement. Peristaltic movement. So this peristaltic movement is responsible for the movement of the food inside the alimentary canal. So let us see the theory. The wall of alimentary canal contain muscles these muscles can contract and expand alternately, and the contraction and expansion of the movement of the wall of food pipe. Food pipe means esophagus, that is known as peristaltic movement. So peristaltic movement of esophagus is responsible for movement of the food inside the alimentary canal. So the peristaltic movement move the partially digested food because still esophagus food is not completely digested. Small intestine is the site of the complete digestion. So partially digested food in all the digestive organs throughout the alimentary canal. Next question is why is small intestine in herbivore longer than in carnivore? So generally, small intestine of herbivore is longer than carnivore. Herbivore means the animals which depends on only plants and plant product. Carnivore means the animal which eat the animal flesh. So the herbivore eat plant which is rich in cellulose. So as herbivore eat the plant and plant are rich in cellulose, and cellulose is a complex substance. So cellulose take longer time for complete digestion. Therefore, they have longer small intestine. That's why herbivore have longer small intestine, while the carnivore feed on the flesh, which is easier to digest because flesh generally contain the protein, not cellulose. Therefore, they have shorter intestine for digestion of the food eaten by them. So herbivore eat the plant, and plant contain the cellulose. That's why herbivore have large small intestine, while the carnivore eat the flesh of the animal which is rich in protein. So digestion of protein is easier compared to the cellulose. That's why carnivore's small intestine is shorter than the herbivore. Let us move on to the next question. Now, next question, in what is the function of the mucus in stomach? So as we know, gastric gland which are present in the stomach, it secrete hydrochloric acid, mucus and pepsin enzyme. Now what is the function of the mucus? Mucus protect the inner lining of the stomach from the action of the HCl and enzyme, because HCl is also secreted from the gastric gland. So to protect the inner lining of the stomach, mucus is responsible. So in the absence of mucus, there would be erosion of the inner lining of the stomach, leading to the acidity and ulcer. Now we will move to respirations questions. Question is, draw a flow chart to show the breakdown of glucose by various pathways. They can ask this flow chart also, examiner, and can ask many MCQs also from here, and can ask what is aerobic, anaerobic respiration, the product of aerobic respiration, what are the product of anaerobic respirations. So let us consider here what we are doing, breakdown of glucose by various pathways. So all breakdown of glucose takes place inside the cytoplasm of the cell. Now glucose is a 6-carbon molecule. So when it start to break down in cytoplasm, first it convert into a pyruvate molecule and provide energy also. And this pyruvate molecule is a 3-carbon molecule. Now in the presence of oxygen, means during aerobic respiration, and this process takes place in mitochondria. So in mitochondria, in the presence of oxygen, pyruvates gets break down into carbon dioxide, water and energy. So they can ask what are the product obtained in the aerobic respiration: carbon dioxide, water and energy. Now when the breakdown of pyruvate takes place in the absence of oxygen in our muscle cells, that time products are will be lactic acid and energy. Means during this process also we will get the energy. So and lactic acid is a 3-carbon molecule. This product lactic acid we will get in our muscle cells in the absence of, or we can say lack of oxygen. Means oxygen is there but not in sufficient amount. Now, when pyruvates breakdown takes place in the absence of oxygen in yeast, that time product will be ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy. And ethanol is a 2-carbon molecule. So, there are two processes through which breakdown of the pyruvate takes place. One is in presence of oxygen, another in absence of oxygen. When the breakdown of pyruvate takes place in presence of oxygen, that is known as aerobic respiration. When breakdown of pyruvate takes place in absence of oxygen, that is known as anaerobic respiration. So what are the product of aerobic respiration in mitochondria? Carbon dioxide, water and energy. And in our muscle cells, what will be the product? Lactic acid and energy. And in absence of oxygen in yeast, what are the product of the breakdown of this glucose? Ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy. Let's move to the next question. State reason for the following. The lungs are designed in human being to maximize the area for exchange of gases. And the second is the rate of breathing in aquatic organism is much faster than that seen in the terrestrial organism. So question number 1. The lungs are designed in human being to maximize the area for exchange of gases. How? You know, uh, in lungs there are bronchi is there, then bronchi further bifurcate into bronchioles, then bronchioles further bifurcate into primary, secondary and tertiary, then again it get divided into alveoli. So alveoli is the site of gaseous exchange in the lungs. So the lungs contain alveoli, and alveoli provide surface where the exchange of gases takes place, means exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place in the alveoli. And the wall of alveoli contain extensive network of blood vessels. Through that blood vessels, exchange of gases takes place. And the alveolar surface, so The alveolar surface maximize the area for the exchange of gases, and examiner in 1 mark also they can ask in lungs which is the site which is the site for the gaseous exchange. So alveoli is responsible for the gaseous exchange. It is the site of gaseous exchange. Second, the rate of breathing in aquatic organism is much faster than that seen in the terrestrial organism. So in aquatic organism like fish obtain uh, oxygen from the water which is present in the dissolved state. Okay, and water has less amount of oxygen dissolved compared to the terrestrial oxygen. In atmosphere, oxygen's percentage is 21, while in water dissolved oxygen is it may be less than 1%. So that's why the organisms which are living inside the water, their speed of respiration is faster compared to the terrestrial organism. So aquatic organisms like fishes obtain oxygen from water which is present in dissolved state through their gills. So which are the respiratory organ in fishes? Gills. Since the amount of dissolved oxygen is low compared to the amount of oxygen in the air, that's why the rate of breathing in aquatic organism is much faster than seen in the terrestrial organism. Next questions are based on the topic of transportation. Now, question is write three type of blood vessels. Give one important feature of each. So, uh, uh, our circulatory system consists of three main components: heart, blood, and blood vessels. So, blood vessels are responsible for transfer of the oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. So there are three main blood vessels which transport the blood in our body. These are arteries, veins, and capillaries. So let us understand about the arteries. So arteries, these are thick-walled blood vessels. This is the peculiarity of the artery. These are thick-walled blood vessels and which carry oxygenated blood. These arteries carry oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood means oxygen rich blood from heart to the different body organs. Okay, so this is the definition of arteries, and generally arteries transport oxygenated blood, but there is one artery which is exception, pulmonary artery. It carry deoxygenated blood from heart to lungs. Okay, this is exception. You need to just concentrate here. This is the artery which carry deoxygenated blood from heart to lungs. Next is veins. Next type of blood vessel is veins. These veins are thin walled. This is the feature of these veins. These are thin walled blood vessels which carry oxygenated blood from deoxygenated blood. Veins are responsible for carrying deoxygenated blood from different organ to the heart, and exception is pulmonary vein. Generally veins carry deoxygenated blood, but pulmonary vein carry oxygenated blood from where to where? Oxygenated blood from lungs to the heart. Okay. Next type of blood vessel is capillaries. These are very narrow blood vessels, and these capillaries connect arteries and veins together. So the exchange of food, water, oxygen, carbon dioxide, etc. between the bloods and the cell takes place through these capillaries. So this is the function of the capillaries. These are very narrow blood vessels. So generally arteries are thick walled and carry oxygenated blood from heart to the different organ, and veins are the thin walled blood vessels which carry deoxygenated blood from different organ to the heart. So okay, now move on to the next question. So next is the what do the following transport? So these questions are based on their functions and what do they following transport. So first is xylem and phloem. These are the conductive tissues which are found in the plants. So xylem is specialized for xylem carry the water transport in the plants, while the phloem is responsible for the food transport in the plants. So let us first understand the xylem. So xylem is a specialized plant conductive tissue and it transports mainly water and minerals. Okay, the xylem is responsible for transport of water and mineral from root to the all the aerial parts of the plants, which occurs against gravitational force with the help of ascent of sap. With the help of transpiration, it creates transpiration pool. With the help of that transpiration pool, water moves up to the aerial part. Next, second is the function of the phloem. Phloem transport food because food is prepared in the leaves and through the photosynthesis. So phloem transport the food to various parts of the plant from leaf to the other parts, and the transport of the food in the plant with the help of phloem, this process is known as translocation. Next, they are asking about the pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein is an exception. Generally we know veins carry deoxygenated blood from body part to the lungs. So now pulmonary vein present in the human circulatory system bring, this is the exception, it carry oxygenated blood, not deoxygenated blood, oxygenated blood from lungs to the left atrium of the heart. From oxygenated blood from lung to the left atrium of the heart. This is important. Next, vena cava, or you can see pulmonary vein. Where is the pulmonary vein here? Pulmonary vein, and there will be lungs, and through lungs the oxygenated blood transfer to the right from lung to the left atrium. Where is the left atrium? This is the left atrium. Now vena cava. Vena cava, what is the function of vena cava? Vena cava transport deoxygenated blood collected by all the vein of the body except pulmonary vein and pass it to the right atrium of the heart. There will be different body parts, and from different body parts deoxygenated blood collected by the vein and passed to the vena cava. This is the vena cava. This portion is known as vena cava. This is inferior vena cava and this is the superior vena cava. So through these vena cava, deoxygenated blood is received by right atrium from the all the body parts. Now pulmonary artery. What is the function of pulmonary artery? You can see this is the pulmonary artery. So pulmonary artery transport deoxygenated blood from right atrium to heart to the lungs for oxygenation. Now pulmonary artery transport deoxygenated blood from right atrium of the heart to the lungs for oxygenation. Next is aorta. Aorta is the main part of the heart which transfer oxygenated blood from left atrium to systematic artery, which further take to the blood to various body parts and other organs. Now question number 8, give reason. Ventricles have thicker muscular wall than atria. Transport system in plant is slow. During the daytime, water and mineral travel faster through xylem as compared to the night. And fourth one is that veins have wall whereas arteries do not. So answer for first, ventricles have thicker muscular wall than atria. What will be the answer? Because ventricles have to pump blood into various organs with high pressure. That's why these ventricles have thicker wall compared to the atrium. Atrium are the upper chamber of the heart and ventricles are the lower chamber of the heart. So ventricles have to pump blood to the various body organ with high pressure. That's why ventricles have thicker wall. Now transport system in plant is slow. Uh, so in plants require less energy because plants do not move. So that's why they require less energy compared to the animals. So transport system in plant is less elaborate than in animals because plants are less active. Less active means they can't move. So their cells do not need to be supplied with materials so quickly. Next is during the daytime, water and mineral travel faster through xylem as compared to the night. Why? Because during the daytime, transpiration can occur because of the sunlight. So transpiration rate of speed of transpiration is higher. Because of that, it creates transpiration pool, and this is the reason for faster travel of the water and mineral through the xylem. Next question is veins have wall whereas arteria do not have. So generally veins have wall, and now what is the function of the wall in this? So the lumen of the vein have wall, and these walls allow the blood to flow only in one direction. So these walls prevent the backward flow of the blood. That's why veins have wall whereas arteries do not. Next question is name four type of metabolic waste produced by humans and name any two human excretory organ other than kidney. So let us understand this answer. So in our body there are the following uh, uh, metabolic waste like urea, carbon dioxide. During respiration, carbon dioxide is produced as a waste. Water, excess water is also like a waste, and some harmful salt. So these are the some metabolic waste which our body need to excrete through excretory organs. Now name any two human excretory organ other than kidney. In human being, kidney is the main excretory organ, while there are some accessory excretory organ like our skin, lungs, liver. So they are asking only any two human excretory organ. So lungs. So what is the function of the lungs? They help to eliminate carbon dioxide from our body. And liver is also act like an excretory organ. How? Because it can convert harmful amino acids to harmless urea and the hemoglobin of worn out RBCs to bilirubin and biliverdin that can be excreted out of the body. Bilirubin and biliverdin are these chemical substances. These substances can be removed from our body. I hope you understood these questions. If you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment box. If you like my video, then please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.